Good evening. Welcome to the Gothic Bohemian Salon. I thought I would answer the goth question of the week as posed by Nephilim Incorruptous, which is, barring legalities and monetary issues, what do you want done with your corpse after you die? Now, initially I approached this from a viewpoint of what sort of funeral would you want to have, and then I went back and realized that that wasn't exactly the question. The question was, what do you want done with your body after you die? And that's a very different sort of question than what kind of funeral do you want to have. Those are sort of two different, connected to each other by a slender thread, definitely separate issues. So, what do I want done with my body after I die? Well, there's a few different things I can think of. One of them, which appeals to me in some ways but doesn't appeal to me at all in other ways, is that if I could donate my body to science and they would actually do all the kinds of really get them some insight into my medical conditions, then it would be worth kind of going against my personal wishes of what I want to happen to my body after I die. I'm actually kind of a sentimental person, and the idea of strangers invading my body and cutting it up and using it for science is actually kind of an unpleasant one to me. If it led to some kind of breakthrough in the science surrounding ME and fibromyalgia, that would be worth my quite minor discomfort at the idea of this mortal part of me being something that contains no spark or spirit, or mutilated after I'm gone and don't care anymore. That occurred to me actually would involve reality being altered as well as finances and legalities, and that would be ideally if I could have my body be reanimated and live a longer life via some sort of perhaps vampiric intervention or scientific intervention or science fiction intervention without any sort of unpleasant side effect, to drain corpses dry of their blood. If I could become a vampire and live forever, or at least a few more 100 years, or something like that, that would be nifty. Also, in that realm of fantasy, if my body could travel back in time somehow, that would be interesting, probably difficult and frightening and dangerous, but definitely. So there's other things. What would I want to happen to my body after I die? Well, if I'm in a relationship with somebody who loves me dearly, I wouldn't be adverse to being taxidermied and dressed up very nicely and sat on the edge of the couch in his living room, sort of posed as if I'm enjoying a glass of absinthe or something. That sounds like it might be an interesting way for my body to spend, another few years. That probably sounds really, really crazy. But I guess, honestly, what do I really want to happen to my body after I die? Well, it kind of comes back to that funeral situation. The immediacy of my death, I would hope that I did not die in a car wreck or something else that disfigured me horribly, because I plan to have an open casket. Also, I would prefer not to be murdered, because once again, open casket, I know they can cover, I guess they can, make those horrible wounds that they have to make on you, they can make those disappear or something, but, terrible. I don't know what's happened to my hair, but I don't think I need my bangs to be trimmed. What do you think? Yeah. So, okay, so going back to leaving a pretty corpse. I guess in the immediacy of my death, like to avoid having to have an autopsy or to be, all kind of sewn back together because all my bones were broken in a terrible accident or something. I'd like to die peacefully in my sleep. So if I die peacefully in my sleep, I'd like to be there with, whoever I love that I'm with at the time. This is, provided that there's no legal problem for this person, whoever they might be. I mean, if it's my current boyfriend, I actually doubt he would do that. But if it's somebody else who would benefit from having me around for another day or so to kind of get over, or not get over, but get through the initial shock of me being dead, that's okay with me. After that, please take me to a reputable funeral home. I do have one that's ready for me. Take me to the one I'm supposed to go to. The Neptune Society Columbarium is where I'm going, actually. And then I'd like to be mummified and put in a really beautiful coffin and maybe pushed out to sea up or laid on a bed of sweet-smelling grasses or something and pushed out to sea with my weapons around me. Wait, no, that's the Vikings. Perhaps, sorry. My body could be flown to Venice, and I could be pushed out there and have my body float out towards the sun. Fire the lit arrow, and it lights everything. Burst of flame sinks to the bottom of the ocean. But it's kind of an odd question. I mean, because it's your body, so you don't really need it once you're gone from it. Or at least that's what we mostly think, But what if that's not true and part of you does remain with your body? Wouldn't that be terrifying? Because that means that you'd experience everything that you might have to go through once you're dead. And that's a terrifying thought to me. The idea that part of our consciousness actually sticks around, like as part of the tissue and sinew and blood and bone, that is really frightening. And with that frightening thought, I think I will say goodnight to all you little munchkins out there, and thank you for joining me for the Gothic Bohemian Salon. Good night.